Module 5, Session 1, Good Health and Safety Practices. Dito na tayo sa Activity 2, Healthy Hygiene and Sanitation Practices. Page 12 tayo. Okay. Now, basahin natin ang ating objectives. Describe the importance of personal and public cleanliness. May pag-aralan natin yung kahalagahan ng personal na kalinisan at sa public, okay? O sa ating community. Know how to prevent the spread of illness and contamination at work, home, and community. Malaman natin kung paano maiwasan ang pag-spread ng sakit at contamination sa ating tahanan, sa ating trabaho, at sa ating community. Okay. So, let's write. In the last activity, we identified one of the important health habits for workers as striving to be clean and keep my surrounding clean. In many workplaces, this is called hygiene and sanitation. Hygiene is personal cleanliness. Sanitation is public cleanliness. So may dalawang klaseng kalinisan. Hygiene pag sa sarili natin, kalinisan sa ating pansarili. Sanitation kapag kalinisan sa pampubliko o sa ating community. So what can happen if we do not keep ourselves clean? What can happen if we do not keep our communities or workplaces clean? Ano daw mangyayari kapag madumi ang ating kapaligiran at madumi ang ating pangangatawan? So sample answer lang po, kapag ang community at tahanan ay madumi, magdudulot ito ng sakit. Okay. So let's have this activity po ay 5.2 hygiene, healthy hygiene and sanitation practices. Okay. So germs be gone. Personal hygiene practices. So ito yung gagawin natin sa ating pansariling kalinisan. Many illnesses and diseases such as diarrhea and intestinal worms are preventable by safe hygiene practices. Yung mga sakit katulad ng diarrhea at intestinal worms o bulate ay pwede daw yan i-prevent, pwede maiwasan. These practices get rid of the germs that cause the illness. So what are the germs? Pwede nating maiwasan ng germs kung tayo ay maglinis ng ating katawan. Germs are very small organisms that can grow in the body and cause infectious diseases. So ang germs ay maliliit na organisms na hindi natin nakikita at nagdudulot yan ng sakit. They can make you sick and are easily transferred. There are, however, things you can do to help prevent them from getting into your system and making you sick. So, pwede nating iwasan ito at gagawin nating malinis yung ating sarili. Okay? So, sa page 13 na tayo. Now, how to? How do you help prevent germs from getting you or others sick? Paano maiiwasan na magkasakit o makahawa sa iba? So, one excellent way is by washing your hands very often. Isang pamamaraan ay paghugas ng kamay. So, tingnan natin to, pag-aralan natin. When do you wash your hands? Kailan daw tayo dapat maghugas ng kamay? Before eating, bago kumain. After using the bathroom, pagkatapos mag-bathroom. After touching a sick person, pagkatapos nating mahawakan ang isang taong may sakit. After blowing your nose or coughing or sneezing, pag nagsisinghot, umuubo o kayong bumabahing, maghugas ng kamay. Before breastfeeding, bago mag-breastfeed, before preparing food, bago magluto, before and after treating wounds kapag ginamot ang sugat, after handling garbage, pagtatapon ng basura, maghugas ng kamay. So, yan yung mga pointers. Ano? So, what is the proper way to wash your hands? Ano ang tamang paraan para sa paghuhugas ng kamay? Wet your hands with running water if possible. Basain ang ah, kamay. Apply liquid bar or powder soap, magsabon, lather well, pabulain. Rub your hands vigorously for at least 20 seconds. Remember to scrub all surfaces, including the back of your hands, wrists, between your fingers, and under your nails. So, kailangan 20 seconds tayong nagsasabon ng kamay at kuskusin lahat ng bahagi ng kamay. Rinse well, banlawan. Dry your hands with clean or disposable towel or let them air dry. Patuyuin ang inyong mga kamay. So ito yung top 10 personal hygiene practices for everyone. Galing ito sa source na ito. So daily showers or bath and washing hair, maligo, frequently wash hands and face, maghilamos at maghugas ng kamay. Daily brushing and flossing teeth regularly after every meal, magtoothbrush. Wearing clean clothes and keeping your surroundings clean, maglinis ng kapaligiran at magsuot ng malilinis na damit. Hold a tissue or handkerchief over mouth when coughing or sneezing, not a bare hand. Magtakip ng panyo kung ikaw ay babahing o uubo, hindi yung kamay lang ang pantakip. Stopping bad habits such as nose picking, huwag mangungulangot or touching the face or hawak ng hawak sa mukha. Washing hands before eating, maghugas ng kamay bago kumain. Not licking fingers before picking up sheets of paper. Huwag dilaan ng kamay bago humawak ng papel o maglipat ng page. Not biting nails, huwag kinakagat yung kuko. Washing hands after you touch your shoes. Pagkatapos nating hawakan ang ating mga sapatos. So ito lahat ang mga kaparaanan para sa ating para mawala yung germs. Okay? So let's apply. Nandito na tayo sa page 14. Make a checklist based on top 10 personal hygiene practices to everyone and monitor yourself for a week. So, kailangan sundin natin ito. Okay? Sa loob ng isang linggo or every week, gawin natin yan. Jot down your reflection. What makes a hygiene practice easy to do? What makes a hygiene practice difficult to do? So, alin dito ang mahirap gawin? Alin dito ang madaling gawin? Okay? Siyempre, ipopractice na natin yan araw-araw, linggo-linggo, at habang buhay. Okay? So, sample answer po. Mahirap sa umpisa kasi nakasanayan na kasi. Okay? Pero, pwede gawin. Halimbawa, yung paglilinis ng katawan, ano? Lahat ng ito, mahirap sa umpisa, pero madali nang gawin yan kapag nasanay na tayo. Okay, so let's move on. 5.2 Healthy Hygiene and Sanitation Practices. Okay, tuloy lang natin. Let's eat. Food sanitation practices. Okay, tungkol naman ito sa pagkain. How do we keep food, dishes, and work area clean? Paano natin mapapanatili ang ating mga pagkain, ating mga pinggan, okay? O gamit sa kusina at ating kusina na malinis. Okay. Washing and cooking food. As important as it is to wash one's hands thoroughly, also you need to wash foods off before eating it and so that you do not ingest germs through food. Okay. So, yung kinakain nating food, may mga germs yan, so kailangan nating hugasan. Kundi makakain natin, ano? Use a clean water source to wash off fruit and vegetables as well as before preparing to eat or serve. So, hugasan muna ang fruits na kinakain o kaya vegetable na kinakain natin. Cook the food thoroughly and get rid of germs that could be on the food. So, lutuing mabuti ang ating pagkain. So, remember that some food grows in manure and you would rather have these germs removed by washing and cooking them out. Okay, so alalahanin natin na yung mga gulay at prutas ay meron niyang mga fertilizer at karamihan ng fertilizer dyan ay mga dumi ng hayop. So, kailangan linisin natin. Hugasan muna. Washing dishes and storing food. Germs can also be on dirty dishes and cooking pots and pans. So, sa kagamitan sa kusina katulad ng mga pinggan ay natuyo ay meron ding germs dyan. So, before and after using and cooking the cookware and kitchen utensils, you should. So, bago natin gamitin at pagkatapos gamitin, kailangan we need to wash dishes with soap and water. Hugasan muna ng tubig at sabon. Okay? When storing food, try to keep sure that it is sealed in a bag. Kapag ilalagay natin sa ref, kailangan naka-selyado siya ng plastic. If you see rat droppings in the food, you should throw it out. Pagka bulok na, itapon na. Never consume any bread or other food products with visible mold. Kapag inaamag na yung mga tinapay, wag nang kainin. Okay. So, page 15 na tayo. Keep your area clean or work area clean. If you are planning to enter the workforce, kung ikaw ay magtatrabaho, especially in a restaurant, it is very important to mahalagang you keep your assigned workstation clean by washing it thoroughly with either a sanitizer or a soap often throughout your shift. So, pag nagtatrabaho ka, linisin mo yung work area mo. Okay, mahalagang mahalaga yan para hindi ma-contaminate yung food. Lalo-lalo na daw kung sa restaurant ka nagtatrabaho. Okay. So, let's apply. Observe someone cooking at home. If he or she is she following the practices stated above? How about your refrigerator or food storage bins? So, tingnan natin. Pagmasdan mo yung isang kasama sa bahay na nagluluto kung anong ginagawa niya. Ginagawa man niya itong mga itong nabasa natin, tsaka ito. So, sample answer po, hindi masyado kasi simple lang ang bahay namin. Pero pwedeng gawin. So, ibig sabihin, hindi naman kompleto yung kitchen natin. So, hindi masyadong natutupad itong paglilinis. Okay? Ng pagkain at saka kitchen utensils natin. Pero sample answer lang po yan. Gumawa kayo ng sariling sagot. Okay. In summary, germs and microbes come from many different origins, including food itself, that can be kept out of food by following some prevention techniques. Okay. So, ano ba yung pinanggagalingan ng mga mikrobyo? So, dito basahin natin. Okay, tuloy-tuloy tayo. So, source of microbes o pinanggagalingan ng mga mikrobyo o germs at paano ito maiiwasan, prevention techniques. Contaminated kitchen surfaces. So, sa ating mga kusina, yung ibabaw ng ating mesa, ibabaw ng ating lutuan, yan. So, ensure containers and kitchen surfaces are kept clean. Keep garbage away from food being prepared. So, kailangan malinis lahat pagkatapos natin magluto, bago magluto, linisin na mabuti. At dapat malayo yung basurahan sa mga pagkain at sa kitchen natin. Dust, pinanggagalingan din yan ng mikrobyo. So, keep your surfaces clean. Kaya linisin mga alikabok. Insects, rodents, and pets. Sa gabi, gumagala yung mga ipis at mga daga. So, kailangan you keep them away from food, particularly for dry foods. Keep inside the refrigerator or freezers. Store it tightly in sealed containers. So, kaya nga mayroon tayong mga refrigerators or ref at kailangan ilagay natin doon. Okay? Kasi delikado yan sa ipis at daga. Dirty hands and dishes and dish clothes. So, pinanggagalingan din ng mikrobyo yung maduduming kamay at yung maduduming pamunas. Okay? So, wash regularly. Kailangan sabunin o labhan. Pinanggagalingan din ng mikrobyo ay raw foods o yung mga hilaw na pagkain. So, keep food separate to prevent cross-contamination. Paghiwa-hiwalayin ang mga pagkain yan, lalo na kung ito ay karne. Carefully wash preparation surfaces and utensils before use. Says for different foods. Linisin bago gamitin ang kusina. Okay? So, take particular care with surfaces and utensils used to prepare meat and poultry to prevent potential spread of salmonella. Itong salmonella po ay pinanggagalingan, ito po ay microbes or microbio or germs na meron sa mga karne. So, kailangan lutuin, linisin mabuti. So, 5.2, healthy hygiene and sanitation practices continued. Okay, tuloy-tuloy tayo. Water and wastes. Clean water and toilet facilities. So, poor water and sanitation can lead to intestinal worms and diarrheal diseases such as cholera, dysentery, and typhoid. Here is a story to show how germs are spread from feces. Ibig sabihin nito, kapag marumi ang ating banyo, okay, ating restroom, ay magkukos po yan ng pagsusuka, fever na matindi, pagsasakit ng tiyan. Okay? So, one day, a man, ito yung kwento, with a diarrhea relieved himself in a field behind a house. So, nagpupo siya sa likod ng bahay niya dahil masakit ang tiyan niya. Later, a dog sniffed and tasted the ground around the feces. So, yung aso ay dinilaan at inamoy-amoy yung paligid kung saan siya nagpupo. A small boy played with the dog. So, yung bata, nilaro niya yung asong yon. The boy fell into the ground and began to cry. So, nadapa yung bata at umiyak. So, his mother picked him up. Tinayo siya ng nanay niya. He wiped his dirty hands on her dress. So, nung nadapa yung bata, madumi yung kamay niya at pinunas niya sa damit ng nanay niya. The mother was cooking dinner. So, nagluto ng dinner yung nanay niya. She removed the pot using her dress. So, ginamit niya yung kanyang damit na nadumihan ng bata para tanggalin yung pinaglutuan niya. So, the dirt or feces got into her hands, napunta sa kamay niya. She served the food to her family. So, a few days later, they all had diarrhea. Sumakit ang kanilang mga tiyan. So, yan ang kwento. Paano na-contaminate yung buong family. So, how do we prevent the spread of germs? Paano mapipigilan ang laganap o pag-spread ng germs? Wash hands before and after using the toilet. Kailangan hugasan, sabunin ng kamay bago at pagkatapos mag-toilet. Especially pag nagpupo. Use a toilet. If there is no toilet, relieve yourselves far from the water sources or where it won't come into contact with animals or people. Cover it with dirt and avoid flies. Kapag walang restroom, halimbawa emergency, at pupung-pupo ka na at kailangan maghukay ka at tapos tabunan, hindi pwedeng langawin. Okay? So, wash hands before handling food. Kailangan maghugas ng kamay bago mag-serve ng food. Use clean and safe methods of preparing and storing food. Keep animals away from food and water sources. Protect water sources. Use clean water for drinking and washing, and then cover food. So, madali lang naman intindihin yan, ano? Kailangan malinis para hindi mag-spread ang germs sa ating bahay, sa ating katawan, at sa ating mga pagkain. Hygiene and toilets. Keep wells and public water places clean. Kailangan talaga ang toilet natin ay palaging malinis. Okay? Do not let animals near drinking water. Also, keep animals out of toilets and homes. So, kailangan ilayo natin yung mga pets natin sa ating mga toilets or drinking stations. Toilet should be at least 20 meters or more away from the water source. Kailangan malayo sa water source ang ating toilet. Okay? Over time, one can throw lime, dirt, and ashes in the hole to reduce the smell and keep flies away. Kailangan ito ginagawa ito sa ibang mga bahay siguro. Linisin yung septic tank. Okay? Make sure your toilet is covered. Kailangan nakatakip palagi ang toilet. Ang toilet po ay yung pinaka inuupuan natin o pinapatungan habang nagpupupo. Toilet ang tawag dyan. Okay? So, disinfecting water. Boil water for at least 1 minute, and then use chlorine to disinfect water. So, kailangan lang maging malinis tayo, lalo sa ating restroom or sa ating banyo. Okay? So, think about this. Kailangan po i-share natin yung natutunan natin dito sa ating family member or sa ating kaibigan. Talk to your family members about the importance of healthy hygiene and sanitation practices. Discuss the areas in your daily routine may be changed in order to ensure everyone's health and is prioritized. Okay, so napag-aralan natin dito, kailangan yung ating hygiene at sanitation. Yung hygiene sa ating pansarili, yung sanitation sa ating bahay o sa ating workplace or community. So, dyan po nagtatapos ang activity 2.